और क्लास ठीक है ना, आपको रोबोटिक रोबोट से ना के लिए आपको राशि नहीं होगा।
शुरू हो गई क्या?
हाँ
अच्छा घूम के आते हैं अनुराग एक बार।
वैसे
अच्छा 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 देख सकते हैं कितना होगा।
वही 5730 उसका है क्या आदर्श? हाँ उसका है आदर्श।
ड्रैगन वाला
उसका
हूँ।
भाई कौन है रोबोटिक के उसको
We don't either they have some one or two different approaches. So by that type of linear approach,
Hello, am I audible? Ayushi, you there?
Yes, Natalia, audible.
Our guests are here or speakers are yet to join?
They're about to join, I guess.
Okay, let's make the audience comfortable till then. Rishi, I guess you can turn on your video.
Yeah, sure, Mitali. Oh, did you ask Komaldi and Rishabh Bhaiya?
Yeah, I guess Komaldi is here. I saw her just.
Yeah, Komaldi is here.
Rishabh is yet to join.
I guess so.
Okay, so let's start our event for the day. I guess Rishabh is yet to join. Let them join. Till then, I can introduce myself. So, hello everybody. My name is Mitali. I'm anchor at Z Student CU, and I'm going to be your host for the event. Now, I would like to introduce Ayushi. I would like Ayushi to introduce herself.
Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for joining today's event. So my name is Ayushi, and currently I'm my second year, and I am also a beta MLSA, and have conducted a few events with Girl Script as well. So I would like Komal ji to introduce herself.
Yeah, sure.
So, hi everyone, a very good evening. I am Komal, as you heard from Mitali and Ayushi. I am a final year computer science engineering student at Chandigarh University, your university basically. And I am an incoming intern at Nutanix, joining the system reliability engineering team in the next month, January. So I'm also an IBM Z ambassador, learning about IBM Z systems and advocating about the same since last year, July of 2020. And I have been recognized by Tech Channel as an IBM Z Rising Star. I am also the founder and the president of the Z Student CU community, interacting and guiding wonderful members like Mitali and Ayushi and many more. And other than that, I am a frequent speaker, having led a few of the student trek sessions at IBMZ's annual tech conference, IBM Z Day. And overall, I'm just a learner like you, always ready to learn new things, and basically here to share my learnings with you all so that maybe make your journey a little bit easier and guide you from my learnings and from my experience.
Thank you so much, Komaldi, for your introductions. Rishabh Bhaiya is yet to join, I guess. Rishabh Bhaiya, are you there?
I'll quickly ping him and see if he'll be joining soon.
Okay, till then, maybe I can brief our audience with what this event is exactly going to be. Okay, audience, be interactive in the chat section. Let's not make it a boring one. Okay, so for this event, now let me share with you all what exactly this event is gonna be. The main agenda of this event is placements, right? We all choose our colleges based on its placements. We first see what the placement is gonna be, then we choose our colleges, because that's exactly what matters in the end. So for today, our speakers, who are our seniors, who they're going to enlighten us with all the mantras that one should know regarding the placement and its procedure. Let Rishabh Bhaiya join in. He will give his introduction, then we can start with the questions that we have for our seniors.
We'll quickly wait for a few more minutes.
Yeah,
We
sure.
have Rishabh with us. I'll quickly make him the co-host so that he can speak and unmute himself. All right, so he is the co-host and we are good to go.
Yeah, hey, hi. I think I'm audible now.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
you are audible.
Great. Yeah.
We just started with the brief introduction of the event. Mitali just introduced what we are going to talk about today, and
Okay.
I went on with my introduction, and we were waiting for you so that you can get started and maybe introduce yourself a bit to the audience.
Okay, so guys, I'm Rishabh Raj. I'm currently in my final year, And I have learned so many of you guys experiences from CSC department itself. I'm the lead of event CSC right now. I'm the chair at IEEE Chandigarh University, and I'm placed at MTX at a package of 10.54 in hand. And मैं in hand package की बात करता हूँ, ठीक है? And after that, I'm placed at incubation as well. So total, I guess I am placed at 6 companies right now, and उसके बाद ये लोग बैठने नहीं दे रहे, sorry, ठीक है? So today we are going to talk about that how, because you all are in first year, second year right now, okay, and most probably in third year. So these first, second, and third year is really very important for your placement point of view. So I think Komal, we are ready to go, na? We are good to go.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pia, for the beautiful introduction. Okay, so let's skip to the questionnaire part. So the first question for the event is, which language one should choose for placement point of view?
Komal, I think you will start here.
All right. So basically, if you talk about programming languages, I would suggest go for the ones you are interested in. If you're interested in web development, of course, it's JavaScript. And if it's AIML, you'll have to eventually learn Python or Ruby. However, if as we are talking about from placement point of view, as all of you are from first and second year, of course, if you are very new to the programming world, C is good to start with, but eventually you will have to shift to programming languages with object-oriented concepts. And for that, there are two options, C++ or Java. Many of the students have the doubt that why not Python? Because many of the companies, we are talking about majority here, majority of the companies have the option for C++ and Java in their online coding test. And maximum of them do have the option for Python. However, there are companies that do not have and they still go for just C++ and Java. So to be 100% secure that you want to, perform well in your coding test, because eventually we're talking from placement point of view. So from that, either it should be C++ or Java that you'll have to shift to so that you can perform well in your coding test. And Rishabh, would you like to share your point of view?
Yeah, guys. Guys, according to me, suppose that if you're in first year or second year, then you have your, you can say, perception that the coding is quite tough. And after that, some students in your class is very good in coding. So you guys are going to copy himself or herself that he's very good in C++. So you also have to follow the path of C++. If his or she is very good in Java, Python. No, according to me, you have to choose your own track, that which track suits you. Suppose if it's Java, Python, C++. I am a C++ guy and Komal is a Java girl. So we both are different, but we the main focus of you can say our studies just because of placements, that we all have to grab the placements. So it's totally up to you that which language suits you. One thing that is very you can say important, that you have to be pro in one language, and you have to be, because this is must. It is not that you have to read 5 books one time. You have to read one book 5 times. That is quite good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for this. Got it. Okay, next question. Ayushi, will you take it?
Yeah. So next question, I would like Komal and Rishabh Bhaiya both to answer that. What are the importance of project and open source for our resume? Like, how much weightage does it put to our resume?
Would you like to go ahead, Rishabh?
No,
the one
first
with not many projects but lots of patents.
Yeah. So you can say I have done more than 8 projects. Okay, and all 8 are unique one by one. Okay, so one project was selected by, you can say, Indian government. By the help of that, I have developed one application, which you can say a gaming application, which is very unique, where we you can say we are going to learn the students. We are going to teach the students of chemistry that how you are going to teach learn the chemistry by the help of Ramayana concept. Okay, so the projects really you can say provide a very great amount of exposure to your resume, because when any interviewer is going to ask you the question, then the first or second question is about the projects, that which projects have you done, what was your experience, and all these things. So according to me, you do not have to copy the projects. You have to choose your project, and after that you can do the project which is very unique in nature. because unique things matters, and the railway management, you can say railway management system is developed by every students in every class. You do not have to copy the project from any, you can say GitHub repo or something like that. You have to create it by your own. That matters a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Komaldi?
Projects of course matters in, and there should be 2 to 3 good projects in your resume, because they show that yes, you have experience development part and you know a bit of it. They don't expect you to build real systems like Amazon bana di ya kuch aur bana diya, of course, but something that solves real world problems, not ke
Okay.
jaise Rishma ne bataya ki railway management system, library management system, everybody knows कि ये मिल जाते हैं इंटरनेट पे. तो ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स आपके रिज्यूमे में हो, that doesn't matter, that doesn't have any effect at all. However, अगर आपके अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं that the interviewer can judge if you have actually built them or you have copied them. So अगर आपके पास even 2 to 3 good projects हैं that you have built yourself, you know what they're solving and what real world problem are they solving, then it's good to go, then it's just fine. And you also talked about open source as well, right? So open source contributions, and if you are part of open source program, if you have been part of open source programs, like there are GSOC, there is also Girl Script, one by Girl Script organization, and there is Outreachy for Girls. There are many programs, and if you get to be a part of such programs, and if you have such experience listed in your resume, that definitely adds a very good impression, because that shows that you have been part of a real organization and you have worked on a real project within a real team and you have that experience. So definitely projects and open source do have an impact on your resume, but only then if there are, like, if it's a good project, not just a copied one.
Okay, so the gist comes
Okay.
out that it does not matter how much projects you have to be creative, you have to be innovative with your projects. And of course, open source acts like a icing on cake. Cool. So
Actually,
let's,
I want to add one point here.
okay.
That suppose if we went for any type of technical interview, then it will around up to 45 minutes to 1 hour. So suppose if you want to defend yourself in the interview process, that because if interviewer wants, then at 1 hour they're going to ask you the coding questions, and it is very difficult to handle all the coding questions for the 45 minutes to 1 hour. So projects and these type of work like research paper, patents is going to defend you from that 45 minutes. So because when I appeared for any type of placement drive, then out of 45 minutes, the 30 minutes is just because of my patents, my projects and all these things. So I have only 15 minutes where I have to defend myself in the coding type of questions. So these type of things really matters a lot and will defend you in your placement.
Okay, so basically we can skip the hardcore Q&A with the interviewer, adding the projects and open source thing. Okay, great. So the second question is how to build a good LinkedIn profile.
So LinkedIn is basically all about showcasing yourself, who you are, what you are passionate about, which skills do you have, what things are you working upon, and all of this. Building a good LinkedIn profile, for that, be active on LinkedIn, have a good professional headshot, have a good summary written about you, about who you are, what you are looking to do, what you are learning currently, things like that, whatever, basically a short paragraph. And it is about pitching yourself, who you are. And once you learn how to pitch yourself, of course it will be very helpful for you in the long run, not only just on LinkedIn but everywhere, because you will be asked to introduce yourself time to time, just as we were asked to introduce ourselves here at the event. And there are many such events or opportunities where you will be asked to introduce yourself. It's not about the LinkedIn summary, but overall. So know how to pitch yourself and have a basic good paragraph written about you, so that whenever anyone asks you about your introduction or anything, you know what you want to say, and basically the other person gets to know about you in a short span of time. And coming back to the LinkedIn profile question, yes, connect with people, make good connections, but don't just go about saying connecting with someone and messaging hi. Don't do that. If you want to actually connect with someone and want to know something from them or learn something from them, don't just say hi, because they are not going to respond. Even I don't do that. People don't do that. They respond to messages from unknown people who are saying just hi. So message with what you want from them. Hi, this is what I wanted to know from them. Do you have time to explain this to me? Or anything. This can be framed in a very better way, but just don't go about messaging hi. That's the first thing if you want to make good connections on LinkedIn. And other than that, um showcase your skills. Whatever you're doing, you attended an event, you learned something, go about sharing it on LinkedIn, that this is what I did today, this is what I learned, these are the 3 things that I learned. And that way people recognize you. When you share consistently, when you post consistently, when you're talking about yourself, that this is what I'm learning, this is what I plan to do, you become a part of a community. You become a part of a community where people recognize you and know that he or she is the person learning this and this. And I have seen people, like I am actively participate on Twitter and actively engaged in Twitter tech community, and I see people gaining opportunities or getting opportunities from Twitter, landing jobs and internships from there, just because they were active there, sharing about their skills and all of that. So first and foremost step, showcase your skills, showcase what you have been doing, and build in public. And other than that, make good connections and just show that you have these skills, and whatever you are doing, showcase that. Don't be just a member of it and have that stalking profile. Rather than that, be active there. Yep.
Okay. Rishabh, anything on this add-on?
Yeah, so according to me, LinkedIn is a Instagram of professional, you can say, members. Okay. Suppose if you want to, you can say, grow yourself, and you want to grow in the professional life, then you have a strong network, and LinkedIn is the place where you can find a network. In today's generation, network means net worth. That is true. Network means net worth. Suppose if you have a very great amount of network in every company, like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, because I have a network in every company or every top MNCs. Suppose if you are, so by the help of the network, you can represent yourself, because everyone is going to know that who is you and your particular. If you are going to post your achievements and all these things on the LinkedIn, then everyone is going to recognize you, that yeah, you have completed these type of amount of tasks, and you have the caliber to move ahead. And by the help of LinkedIn, you can also find your placements, like you can off-campus placements, or you can say internships as well. So LinkedIn is must for students, and if you really want to develop yourself, then start. And that's Komal has already said, that not send hi directly to anyone. They are not going to respond to you back. You have to you can say, write everything, that what do you want to ask and all these things. Yeah, so if you are not on LinkedIn, then please come. We are LinkedIn is not going to promote this event, but also उसके बाद भी हम बोल रहे हैं कि yeah, you have to
Yep, exactly, because since I'm in first year, most of my friends don't have a LinkedIn profile. So they need to understand how important it is. It is kind of a digital resume that you have yourself. So yeah.
I would like to take the next question, and that is how to build a strong resume. Like, what are the necessities that you need to have in your resume?
Very strong resume. I also thought when I was in third year that how to build a strong resume. Then after, you can say, after the placements, more than 5 to 6 companies has rejected me, because they said you have a very strong resume and you're overqualified for this particular position. So please not make that much amount of a strong resume that is also affecting you in your job profile.
Okay.
Resume, it means that which you can say describes you, which describes your work, that what have you done. Because these 4 years now, this suppose if you are going to remove your final year, because in final year you are going to handle your pressure and all these things, you're not going to prepare yourself. First year, second year, third year is the only 3 year where you're going to prepare yourself, prepare your achievements, prepare all the things, and after that you are going to represent it in a one page paper. That is only one page, your 4 years and your entire journey in one page. So it's totally up to you that how do you want to prepare it. you have to mention the projects, at least I think at most 2 projects that you can mention in the resume, because if you are going to mention more than 2 or 3, then the page will be full. So you have to take care about the length of the page as well. And after that, try for the extra works and maintain the CGPA as well. CGPA also matters a lot in our curriculum. And Komal is placed in Nutanix, I guess, and Nutanix came in campus at a 7.5 CGPA cutoff. No? 7.5. So suppose if you not have 7.5 CGPA, then you are not going to visit, or you are not going to appear for the drive of these type of companies. So guys, all these things matter, but you can say your resume totally depends on what type of job have you done in your 3 years and how you are going to you can say report it in the resume. Over to
Okay,
you, Komal.
Komal, anything you would like to add?
First and foremost thing, keep your resume one pager, because I heard from even experienced professionals who have 10 plus years of experience, that even they keep their resumes one pager. If they can do it, we can do it for surely. And add the skills that you have actually learned and that you're confident about. There's no point of adding a lot of skills, adding JavaScript, Python, AIML, all of the things that you have an overview about, but you're not confident, because sometimes, maximum of the times, what interviewer does is they go through the resume and they start asking questions from that. Every point they'll discover that if you know it actually or not. So only add the skills that you're confident about. And other than that, showcase your projects, 2 to 3 good projects, any achievements that you have achieved in your undergraduation years, any program that you have been part of, your volunteering experience. Add all of those things, but make sure they are to the point and short, because you don't need to write paragraphs in your resume, because nobody is going to read that. Choose a good resume template and work on that. Basically, one pager, good projects, short and crisp descriptions of your project and the programs that you have been part of. And yes, that's pretty much that covers your resume. And skills, in the skills section, only add those skills that you're confident about, and not all of the things that you may have learned or heard about, but you haven't worked on them actually.
Yeah, that was a great information. Okay, so I would like to address our audience as well. They are really excited to talk to our speaker. So at the end of the session, for 15 minutes, we'll have a Q&A session as well. So relax, guys. We'll have it. So moving to our next question. Do CGPA really matters in placements? I know you answered this, but like what exactly the number we should maintain? CGPA number.
CGPA definitely matters, 100% yes, because the first criteria that via which the company filters out students is CGPA. Because the companies will come and they'll set an eligibility criteria that this is the eligibility. It can be above 6, at least 7, at least 7.5, there is 8, and some companies do also mention at least CGPA 9. So more the CGPA, better the CGPA, of course, the better. And there are companies, like I mentioned, they have variety of different set of eligibility criteria. For example, for the company that I am placed in, there was 7.5 CGPA, and for other companies there was at least 6 CGPA. Microsoft comes at least 8 CGPA, and there are companies that have higher eligibility criteria as well. So of course CGPA matters. You have time in your first semester or your second semester. This is the best time to build a good CGPA, because that's going to remain the CGPA is going to remain similar in the coming years, the one that you build in your first semester or second semester. So you have time. Do focus on CGPA, because that doesn't require much of time, if I be honest, because you need to be concentrated during your classes, and just be aware about the topics that your teachers are teaching you and what's going on in the class. And once you know that, you can definitely score well in your final exams. And basically scoring a good CGPA is not tough. That can be very well done. If you're focused in your class, you just have a basic overview about what's going on and you perform well in your exams. So yep.
Okay, so I guess Rishabh Bhaiya can take one question that we have in our chat box from Ashutosh and Manpreet. How to maintain our CGPA?
Okay, so CGP maintenance is very easy according to me because I have never, you can say, studied more and more and more. Just the class notes. Suppose if you are going to prepare your class notes, now that is enough. If you are going to prepare your class notes, then you can say I have read only one time before exam or two times before exam only, and after that I have maintained 8 CGPA right now. So guys, you just have to focus that on notes because notes are really very important. I'm not saying about online mode because online Google Baba ki jai, but I am saying about the offline mode because from next semester you guys will be appearing for the exam in offline mode. So in offline mode, you have to be prepared about the class note because class notes is really very important. Okay, suppose if you are going to prepare your class notes daily, then that is enough. You do not have to prepare anything on your home. You just have to focus on DSA, your language, and DVMS, operating system, networks. These five things. After that, in the class time, because in class, different things that we are not very, you can say, energetic, and we do not have to study these type of things like environmental disaster management system. Why do we need to, you can say, study these type of things? So you have to focus on your main placements papers, but after that if you want to maintain the CGPA na, then you have to maintain the notes, class notes. After that you can do your CGPA at a very you can say good level, more than 8.5 as well. Yeah.
Okay, we got our answers. Ayushidi?
So I would like to take the next question, that what do you guys think that the resources should be used while preparing for the placements? I would like Rishabh Bhaiya to answer this first.
Okay. Resources vary from person to person. First of all, that suppose if I am a C++ guy, then I want DSA and C++ as well. Suppose Komal is you can say is in Java, then Komal wants a DSA in Java as well. So your language depends that which type of thing you want to take in. Suppose if you are in, so resources that, because I followed, you can say DSA in Gigs for Gigs. I have learned DSA from Gigs for Gigs. After that, in I have also taken one course from Udemy. So it's totally up to you. You do not have to follow any path. If you are in the first year now, then you have around first year, second year, third year. Your target in first year that you have to prepare only one language. The target for first year only. Do not move for DSA because it's not a rabbit race. You have to act like very smart. Suppose if you are going to study DSA, C++, DBMS, all the things at one time, it is very difficult to handle. You think that, yeah, मुझसे नहीं हो रहा, I can leave that. So you have to maintain the time that, yeah, पहले क्या करता हूँ, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टडी C++, जावा और एनीथिंग जो कि तुम्हारी लैंग्वेज है, which language suits you. After first year, when you are pro in that language, then you have to move for the DSA. ठीक है, इसके बाद तुम DSA पे मूव कर सकते हो आराम से. उसके बाद तुम्हारे पास प्रॉपर टाइम होगा. इन थर्ड ईयर you guys have enough time to prepare for the interview, because fourth year में preparation नहीं हो पाती. सच बात है ये. You have 3 years, so you have to prepare for the. बहुत बच्चे बहुत वीडियोस देखते हैं, जैसे अभी आप लोग स्टार्टिंग में आओगे, आप लोग सौरभ शुक्ला सर की वीडियो देखते होगे C++ की. Those who want to build your projects in C++. So all these things are really quite good, but you have to choose your resources. You do not have to focus on वो क्या कर रहे हैं और दूसरे क्या कर रहे हैं. अगर आप खुद कर रहे हो, रिसोर्स अपने हिसाब से प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, then it is quite good. Yes, suppose if Komal is in Java, ठीक है, कोमल को जावा अच्छी आती है, और इफ यू आर आल्सो इंटरेस्टेड इन जावा, देन यू कैन टॉक टू कोमल कि आपने कैसे किया था. ठीक है, आपने कैसे, मतलब आपने कहाँ कहाँ से किया था. बट इट कैन पॉसिबल कि जहां से कोमल ने किया वहां से आपको अच्छी नहीं लग रही हो. इट कैन पॉसिबल, इट इज वेरी इजियर. सो according to you, you have to set your targets and you have to set the proper parameter this suits you. Yeah.
Okay, Komalji.
Just like Rishabh said, there is no proper one path के पहले ये करना है, फिर ये करना है, फिर ये करना है, फिर हो जाएगा. Everybody has their own different path. Because if I talk about myself, I didn't know anything at all about programming in my first semester. And whereas my classmates at least had a better understanding of the same, and I figured out my own path. I had my own journey, and similarly you will have your own unique one. So it depends from person to person. But if you talk about the resources part, Then for your language part, C++ or Java, I would recommend referring to YouTube or any YouTube video resource where you can actually understand the concepts. If you're not able to understand from your university professors, then of course refer to a course where you can basically, first of all, understand the concepts. And then understanding the concepts is not where the game ends. It's about practicing those, practicing the syntax. And for that, there are a variety of sites. For example, there is Geeks for Geeks, there is HackerRank, where you can practice your language skills. And for then after, when you have mastered a language and you are good with the syntax, you know the concepts, you have the knowledge of the OOPS concepts, and then you move to the DSA part, where same as just like the language part, you'll have to first understand the concepts, how every data structure works, how every algorithm works. And then once you have a very good mental understanding about how everything works, then comes the practice, because the practice is what going to take is what going to take you forward, and actually make sure that the concepts that you have learned, you are implementing them, and you know them, that how you can actually put them into code and build algorithms yourself. So it's about learning, then practicing, and practicing is the major part that will take you forward from a beginner to a person who has a good knowledge of all of these things. And then about the fundamental subjects, we forget about the fundamental subjects and sometimes only focus on the coding part. However, what I have experienced is the fundamental subjects, computer networks, operating system, database management systems, and the object oriented concepts, they all are equally important as coding, because as the first criteria, eligibility criteria, CGPA, then there is online test. And in the maximum of the online tests, there are MCQs which are based on these subjects. And there is a high chance that even in your interview, you'll be asked questions on these subjects, because they form the core of the computer science, basically CN, OS, DBMS, and OOP concepts. So don't neglect them. They are not as hard as DSA coding, but they are important. So make sure you are covering them as well. And for all of these subjects, I learned them from YouTube and of course from other variety of resources, because one resource is sometimes not enough to understand all of the concepts. You sometimes need to know something from one resource and then refer to another one, and then at the end you have a good understanding of the topic. But the major resource that I refer to is the YouTube channel Gate Smashers, and within this channel there are playlists for all of these subjects, CN, DBMS, and OS as well, via which you can actually understand the basic concepts. I have added the link to the channel in the chat so that you can refer to it. And besides coding, the fundamental subjects, there isn't much left. So yep, these are the resources that I wanted to share about. And if there is anything particularly you want to know about, you can ask it in the chat and we'll probably answer it in the end.
Okay, that was a lot of information altogether. So now let's move to our next question. A lot, maybe, like how to improve communication skill in college. Most of our audience want to know.
Yeah, I think that I'm the live example of this thing, that how to improve your communication skills. Because when I have joined CUNA, then I was very scared that how I'm going to, you can say, face the people, because I am from Bihar. Okay, so as you have the idea that you can say people from Bihar have not a very great accent or very great command in, you can say, English. So when I have joined, then I was very scared that how I'm going to, you can say, face the people from Delhi, you can say different states, because they are very good in English. But after that, when I have joined, then my communication skills classes now has done a very great effect in my life, because I have practiced myself my English and my all the things, my accent and all these things. And after that, Sugandha Sharma ma'am has helped me, because one day she said that you have to visit to the stage. I did not have enough information regarding any particular club. I have to represent the club in front of 500 people, and I never did this before that event. Okay, after that, मैं चला गया. Then my legs were shivering. Okay, that how because this was very first for me. But after that, because that was the first experience, okay, and after that I go and go and go, and after that now I have delivered more than 150 sessions across India, including Smart India Hackathons like platform, and you can say I have hosted more than 300 sessions right now. So it is very great feeling when you have covered all these things, and because when I'm comparing myself in my first year and my fourth year, then a great amount of development that I have done. And this is a very simple formula for all of you, that this 4 year will never come back in your life. Okay, so if you are going to prepare your track in these 4 years, then this is quite good. If you are not going to, तो वक्त तो बाद में भी आएगा, बट ये चीज नहीं हो पाएगी जो तुमने पहले 4 साल कर रखी है. Yeah, that is enough. Now Komal is a very great example. She has helped me a lot to, you can say, improve my skills. So Komal, yeah, up to you.
Yep. So whatever Rishabh said is 100% true, because we were in the same clubs in a part of the events.csc team. And yes, I saw him, going from not very confident about communicating to being confident, as you can see him right now. So yes, it's about showing up and overcoming your fears, because that's what Rishabh did. That's what I did, because I am sometimes not very confident. I am nervous as well while speaking at events, while speaking on stage. So that happens with everybody, but you have to overcome that, and you have to become comfortable speaking, and that doesn't happen overnight. You don't go, being nervous about public speaking to speaking confidently in a night or in just one day. It happens with experience. When you show up yourself, when you overcome your fears, when you take up new challenges, even when you're not comfortable doing that, even when you are scared that what if I mess up, that's when you actually improve. That's the main difference between what you are and what you want to do. It's about, taking up the challenge and actually participating in activities that will help you improve. Now, there are communities in a college, there are clubs in a college. For example, Mitali and Ayushi are part of the Z Students EU. They have the opportunity to host events, and they are doing so. Eventually, they'll be developing their confidence and their communication skills, and hopefully will be performing better in their interviews, because they have now that experience and they'll be more confident in their skills. So it's about taking those opportunities and improving step by step. So be active, be an active member of the communities that can help you polish your soft skills, develop good communication skills, and give you the platform to actually build your skills. So that's my piece of advice to improve your communication skills. And if you are in first or second year, you still have the time, because in your fourth year, you will have many interviews coming up, and that's the point. You don't want to be scared of the interview just because you will be communicating with them. That's when you should be confident, and this is the time you have to build that confidence.
Yeah, exactly. This
That's
is
right.
what.
Yeah, Mitali,
Okay.
go ahead. Whatever you're saying.
No, I could really relate to Rishabh what he said. With first time आप stage पे जाते हो, you get all of that sweat thing, and आप tremble करने लगते हो बहुत ज़्यादा. So of course there has to be a first for every public speaking. So we need to take the initiative to get out of our comfort zones.
And that is
And guys,
when most of us face it.
one thing more, that you have to, you can say, take your classes very seriously of communication skills and soft skill. In first
Yeah,
year, your classes is of
true.
communication skills, and in your second year, the soft skill. Because these things matter a lot. Because अगर तुम्हारी speech खराब भी होती है, तो उस room में बस 10 लोग होते हैं. Who is going to laugh at you? But suppose if
True.
you are going to speak in front of 500 audience, तो वहाँ तुम्हारी speech खराब होती है, तो वहाँ पे 500 लोग होते हैं. तो option totally, it's totally your choice, that which option do you want to choose. Yeah.
That's right, Bhaiya. So I would like to take the next question, that how to deal with anxiety and self-doubt while placements. Like a lot of times you get rejected and that hits your confidence somewhere. So what are your outlooks on that?
I guess I can go ahead, because if I'll slowly come to the placement part, that what if you get rejected. But since most of our audience is from first year and second year, some of the students may be struggling with learning programming and learning, basically getting comfortable with all of those skills. I'll share in just an overview about my story. I didn't know anything at all about the programming, about C language, about any language at all, because plus two may like it was physical education that I had an optional subject, and there was no computer programming. I didn't have any guidance at all that aisa bhi kuch hota hai. But I got into computer science, and that's a different story. How I got into that. So when I joined the first semester, there were students who were actually good at it, and there was me who couldn't even understand. While whenever I used to even try to understand, I couldn't understand it at first, because whenever you try to first understand programming, of course it is hard, and it is not something that you will understand at once. It takes efforts. For me, it took me a lot of time and hard work to finally come to a point where I can say that yes, now I know that what it is all about. So if you are in that space that you think कि नहीं हो रहा, programming समझ नहीं आ रही यार, ये है क्या actually में, और आपको लगता है कि there are your classmates who are doing well than you, who are doing better than you, then there's no need to worry at all, because you are just starting, and everybody starts as a beginner. The only difference between the ones you think know better programming than you and you is the time that you need to dedicate to learn all of those concepts and actually be confident with them. So don't panic. Don't feel that imposter syndrome, that you are not good enough. Maybe you are not skilled enough to actually be good as your classmates, because I even literally failed my first mid-semester test of my first semester, and basically a lot of setbacks in just first year, and was being told that you won't be able to do it. And many of you maybe might be facing similar situation. We are not able to understand the concepts, but my advice for you is don't give up. The only difference is that you need to work hard, dedicate time, and if you do that consistently, you will be at a point where maybe you can even do better than the classmates you think know better programming than you. And I hope that makes sense. And coming to the placement part, specifically that you mentioned about Ayushi, that how to deal with rejection and all of that stuff. For if I talk about my case, I gave my first interview, that was Nutanix, and that's where I was selected. So I think I am not the right person to talk about rejections within placements. And but still, my advice is that yes, there are rejections. There are people who are very skilled and have very good knowledge, but they still get rejected. And sometimes it's not in your hands, because it also depends a bit on luck, and also on the company's preferences, because sometimes it depends on the business needs and how many people they actually want. So don't feel bad if you get rejected. Don't feel bad if you couldn't get into your dream company. It's all about just keep on going and keep working hard, and something better is definitely coming for you.
Definitely.
Natali, take over the next question.
I guess Rishabh Bhai has left. He was eager to speak.
Okay. If you
Yeah.
weren't, then yeah. I was rejected by more than 5 companies. And I have already, you can say, told the reason about that. They said that you have a very great resume. You have to apply for the higher studies, and after that, you can opt for the, you can say, any type of patent engineer type of things. Okay, just because of notion of overqualified things. Okay, so yeah, a little bit confusion in my mind when I was in the starting of the 4th year. Okay, that how do I have to put up my resume in front of the interviewer, because these things matters a lot. All the things जो कि सही हो रही थी वो मेरे लिए खराब हो रही थी, because they have rejected me several times. Not one company, 5 companies. But after that I have modified my resume. मैंने patents कम कर लिए, counts कम कर लिए. After that मैंने अपने projects को ऊपर कर दिया. Okay, and after that मैंने present किया. तो at last they selected me. मतलब मैंने 7-8 कंपनीज के लास्ट राउंड तक जाके 4-5 कंपनी में निकल चुका हूँ. just because of my overqualified things. So these things matter. But abhi say you are in first year, so according to me, you do not have to search about that. You can say dilemma or something like that. क्योंकि अभी से अगर तुम प्रॉब्लम में आना स्टार्ट हो जाओगे यार कि हाउ टू हैंडल द प्रेशर, अभी तो प्रेशर स्टार्ट भी नहीं हुई है, अभी तो प्रेशर हुआ भी नहीं, अभी प्रेशर आगे होगा स्टार्ट, अभी तो बस ये मेरा ट्रेलर भी स्टार्ट नहीं हुई इसकी. सो यू हैव टू हैंडल द प्रेशर. सो इफ यू वांट to, you can say, take your life in a very smooth level, then you have to prepare from now onwards. Because थर्ड ईयर में बच्चे को करना सबको है, या तो फर्स्ट ईयर में, सेकेंड ईयर में, थर्ड ईयर में, फोर्थ ईयर में. बस यूट्यूब में स्पीड बढ़ जाती है 1x 1.25 1.5 और एट लास्ट when you are in fourth year then you have to prepare for 2x. वीडियो भी अब्दुल बारी सिद्दीकी की 2x पे देखनी पड़ती है सारे बच्चों को जो इन्होंने काम नहीं करा होता पीछे. So it's totally up to you, your hand, that which type of speed you want. It's 1x, 1.25, 1.5, or it's 2x. Yeah.
Okay, that was great. So I would like to ask our audience. So you want the one last question is left from our question list. So you want us to take that question? It's about internships, or we should skip to Q&A. Audience, yes or no in the chat box? Okay.
Yeah, I think more than 4 to 5 companies have already came for the second year for the internships, and in our time, I think Komal, none has arrived ना, कोई आया नहीं था हमारे time पे, and in
Not in
round,
second year. Yeah.
not in second year, but in second year right now, Samsung and one more company has already arrived for the you can say placement and all this stuff. So guys, you have to be active in your groups as well, and be active on open source as well, because open source is also a very great thing which provides you a very great platform where you can represent yourself. Okay, and after that, internships. If you want the off-campus internships, then GitHub or you can say LinkedIn or Twitter is the right platform, because there are a lot of things which you can apply. And internship पीछे भागना मत, that is not compulsory, because everyone in CU, I think most of the companies is coming in CU is was only for the internships only. बहुत कम ही उसमें से मतलब convert करते हैं. I think बहुत सारी companies हैं. तो totally up to you that which type of internship do you want, but उसके पीछे भागना नहीं. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है अगर जिसको मिलती है. हमारे साथ एक सीनियर थे, सोमेश अवस्थी. I guess you all have heard about Somesh. Somesh have already grabbed internship in Amazon, okay, AWS. And after that, when he was in final year, in you can say 7th semester, then Google has offered him at a package of 50 lakhs. So you all can see the internships matters a lot, but ऐसा भी नहीं है कि it is mandatory. It matters, but it is not mandatory. Yeah, Komal.
Okay. So our question was, what is the best time to start doing internships?
There isn't actually any best time. Best time is the one when you're prepared and when you have the opportunity to actually back those internships. So there isn't any such perfect time. However, most of the students feel ready or prepared at the end of their second year or after second year, at the start of third year, when they want to, actually intern at a company and gain that real world exposure of working at a company. So yeah, there is no perfect time, but however, prepare yourself and be ready to get good opportunities. Don't get into internships just because for the sake of having an internship opportunity, being an intern. Get into those internships that will offer you a great learning experience and will eventually help you get a good placement, a good full-time offer. So that's what I wanted to share.
And guys, one more thing, that internship doesn't mean that interns are internships, okay, which you're going to appear for, and doesn't mean to, you can say, copying the thing and writing the thing. That is the internship. Doesn't matter. Campus ambassador is not under the branch of internship. You all have said that I am the campus ambassador, so I have done the internship in this company, IIT Delhi, Dangerous program. Doesn't matter a lot. A good name, a good company, a good learning experience, first of all. These three things matters a lot, and rest all are waste. Yeah.
Definitely. You cannot expect to have a content writing internship experience in your resume and land a good software engineering internship as a full-time employee. you'll have to have experience in the same domain if you want to get into that. So definitely all of the other programs, student programs, ambassador programs comes into volunteering experience. However, only a good internship that maybe in the software engineering space, of course, if you want to become a content writer or something like that, then definitely that internship is going to help you. But if you're talking about computer science, then having an internship experience in the same space is what going to help you actually.
Okay, so we'll take some of the questions from audience, and one question that I can see is that do extra certification courses repay best during placements? So what do you think?
Komal, go ahead.
Certifications and all of the online courses don't actually play a role as soon as, like, if you don't have the skills. It's about the skills and not about the certificates, because not many of the interviewers pay attention to your certifications. But if you have the skills, if you have those skills that you were mentioning, that you were claiming that yes, I know this, yes, I've done this certification, I know about this, then maybe it can have a positive impact. But if you know nothing and you have just added certifications, Udemy course this, Coursera course this, then there's no point of adding that, and it won't actually impact your interview.
And there's one more thing, that if you think that if I am going to submit my Coursera certificate and Udemy certificate in the resume, then because everyone have the idea that the answer is already available in the Google or YouTube. So your certificate doesn't matter a lot. Okay, certificate like appreciation or recommendation letter is somehow, it is, you can say, matter, but your appreciation letter or certificate or participant certificate doesn't matter a lot. One student have more than, you can say, you all have seen in LinkedIn that 256 certificate of Coursera. Does these type of things matters? No. So yeah.
Okay, we got this. So our audience can raise their hand, so I can give the permission to unmute themselves. Maybe that's
Before
it.
that, I would like to ask one question, that do you guys think that 12th mark sheet plays any role in the placement?
Yes, it matters a lot. Your 10th, 12th, and your CGPA equally matters a lot, because company, suppose if any company is going to come in any university, then the criteria is 80% throughout, or 65% throughout, 60% throughout. It means 60% in 10th, 12th, and your, you can say, current degree. Some of the companies will come that you can 80% is in current degree, okay, but maximum of them have already, you can say, arrived at a minimum level of 60%, 70, or this, like, suppose if you have low marks, like not above than 70%, then you can apply for open schooling, okay, open school, NIOS, and after that you can increase your marks, but do it before second year. Yeah.
Okay, we have Shikhar.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah, you are perfectly audible. Go ahead with your question.
Yes. Yeah, Bhaiya, I am in third semester right now, and I am giving my third semester exams. So as I studied in second semester C++ and in third semester Java, so I want to carry on both C++ and Java, because C++ I studied and I worked hard for it, because it took some time, but it interested me. And Java I have been studying from 10th, 11th, 12th, as it was in my course. So I want to continue Java further also. So how beneficial it would be, or any other views you have about that? So as you know that I'm giving third semester exams now. So would I be able to complete both the languages at this point of time perfectly well? I know basics and about something about intermediate level. I know.
Yeah,
in
first
both
of
the
all,
languages.
I do not have the information that what type of skill do you have. If you have a great skill, if you have a great time management skill, because to handle these two is not very difficult, but it's not very easy as well. Okay, to handle in two languages is not very difficult, but it's not very easy. So if you have, you can say, time, because you have to invest your time. Okay, so this is my suggestion, or you can take it as advice as well, that if you you can choose any one language. If you want to go with the two languages, then you can go. There is no any type of force. But if you have any type of, you can say, any type of suggestion, any type of interest in any one particular language like C++ or Java, then you have to go with that only. Because at last, when you will be in your third year, in final year, then it will be very difficult to revise all the things, because in final year we have to revise all the things, all the particular notes and all these things, because हमें याद नहीं होता इतना concepts. Okay, हम पढ़ते जाते हैं, हम कम्पिटिटिव कोडिंग करते जाते हैं, बट हमें ये नहीं पता हो कि होता है कि इतना कंसेप्ट कैसे करना है. तो एट लास्ट वी हैव टू रिवाइज ऑल दिस थिंग्स. ओके, सो if you are comfortable, it's totally depend on your comfortability, that which type of compatibility suits you. So if you are comfortable to go with Java and C++ both, it is very good, but it is a 50% risk as well. So it's totally up to you. अब मैंने तुम्हें दोनों बात बोल दी, अब तुम्हारे हाथ में which type of thing do you want to take it. क्योंकि यार I do not know कि तुम्हारी potential क्या है. I do not have the information regarding your potential, all this thing. एक आदमी खुद ही समझ सकता है अपने आप को कि मैं कितना आगे बढ़ सकता हूँ, कितना कहाँ तक पहुंच सकता हूँ. दूसरे उसको एडवाइस कर सकते हैं एंड मतलब. कोमल, do you want to add something?
So what his situation is, as far as I understood, Shikhar knows both C++ and Java and wants to continue with them both. Is that right? That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So it's good to have, two languages, but ultimately you'll have to be a master of one, because आपको ultimately syntax practice करना है, आपको questions practice करने हैं DSA के, and then if you keep on switching between C++ and Java, that's not how it's going to work, because language also plays a good role in learning DSA. There are libraries, there are a variety of functions that you need to be aware of. So for that, you need to be a master of one language, be it C++ or Java, and keep it as your major language. However, if you want to have an overview, or you want to keep the knowledge of the other one as well, keep revising it, keep just going through it time to time, and keep the other one that you're choosing as your major one that you want to choose for DSA practice, competitive programming, and all of that stuff. I hope that answers your question.
Yep, I guess he got his answer. Thank you, Kumudi and Rishibhya, for the answer. Anybody else want to take their question? They're very much active in the chat box,
yeah,
but they're
but
not
nobody is
ready to
raising.
come up and speak. Are they enabled the hand raise? Because I can't see anybody raising their hand.
Anybody would like to ask the question, please go ahead.
Come up, speak.
We would like you to
They're
raise
typing
your
their
hands and
question.
then
They're
speak.
not ready to unmute themselves. Okay, let's go this way only. Okay.
Yeah, यहाँ पे question है that I will graduate in 2024. So which company convince
Yes.
you, which give above 20 LPA, CTC to CS engineers, or we have to look for off campus? Guys, I think you have wrong information. We are not from the placement team. We are students only, so we don't have the information that आपके बैच में कौन सी कंपनीज आएगी. हमारे बैच में एक नई कंपनी आने स्टार्ट हुई, दैट इज गूगल क्लाउड 28 लाख की पैकेज के साथ. इस साल से आना स्टार्ट हुई है, तो इतना पता है हमें यार. या
Okay, we have one hand raise.
We have to actually Shikhar and
Shikhar has taken his
Navneet.
question, I guess.
I think he needs to ask one more question, I guess.
Let's give another one the chance. then we can-
Nabil, would you like
Hello?
to
Okay,
unmute
we are
yourself?
coming up.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead with your questions.
Okay. Good evening. I'm actually in my first year, and my situation is just like Komal. Like I've not done coding. I don't have much knowledge in coding. So like I'm facing a lot of trouble in C and this Python, handling two languages simultaneously. So I'm like I was thinking that if by chance I don't get a good CGP in my first like semester, will I be able to recover from that, that disaster in the upcoming semesters? Or it's, I know it's a silly question, but it's this question has been lingering in my mind for quite some time. uh, Also, how many languages do we need to master at by the end the year, like by the fourth year? How many languages should we master? These two questions, if you could answer it, then
There isn't any exact number, Nafneel, and I hope I pronounce your name right. There isn't an exact number कि इतनी language हो करनी चाहिए आपको at the end of fourth year तब तक आनी चाहिए. There isn't any number or any list कि ये आनी चाहिए. Even if you know one and you're confident in that and you can solve DSA questions in that language, that's enough. But that the language that you are confident about and that you're claiming to know about, you should be pretty confident in that one, be it C++ or Java. And the first question that you talked about, that though languages are Python and which one? C, right? So you are having tough time tackling both of them. So I would suggest this, अगर आपको कुछ भी नहीं पता, like एक language भी नहीं आती अच्छे से, तो first start with one language just, because अगर आपको पहले एक language की understanding आ गई, then the other ones are similar to understand, because at the core they have similar concepts. Variables सब में same ही होते हैं, arrays सब में same ही होते हैं. हाँ, Python में होता है कि अलग से list आ जाती है, but there are the core concepts are same. तो first go for one अगर आपको कोई भी नहीं आती, क्योंकि अगर आपको पहले कुछ भी नहीं आता and you are starting with two of them, then of course it's going to be little difficult, because एक समझनी मुश्किल हो जाती है, दो तो of course it's going to confuse you more. So start with one, and then when you know that, the second one will be very easy to understand. And I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, you're still unmuted.
Navneel,
you're speaking.
yeah,
Okay, we have a lot of people. And
Navneel, I want to ask. Navneel, I want to ask one question to you.
Okay, let me unmute.
Hey, Navneel, are you there?
Yeah, let me unmute them. Okay.
hello.
Yeah. So, Navneel, what type of languages that you are mastered currently in? That which is very you are a very pro in that language.
I haven't actually. This is my first time like I'm getting into coding as such. Like till my class 12, I had taken biology instead of computer. That's why.
Okay. So why these type of questions are in your mind, that two languages? First of all, you have to prepare for the one language. After that, you can move for the second language. Because it's a random, you can say, information for everyone, that we all thought that we can go for the two languages, three languages, Java, Python, C++, सब कर लेते हैं. It's very easy. Python seems to be very easy. तुम्हें लगता है कि यार predefined libraries होती हैं, इसमें आराम से हम मतलब काम करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती. But it is not easy. ठीक है? And to handle two or more than one language is quite difficult. If you want to take the risk at any peak level, it is very great for you. If you do not want to take the risk, if you want to go smoothly, so according to me, do not have to take any type of risk. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'd like to ask our speakers, do you guys have time or should we wind up?
Before we actually go towards closing our session, I wanted to mention about our student community. That's IBM Z Global Student Hub. And as I mentioned, I have been a part of the Z Ambassador program. And the one such opportunity that actually helped me to expand my network and interact with people based globally and learn from them is the platform that I'm going to share about. And there are multiple advantages of being there. And apart from all of those advantages, the one that you'll be, very much is a certificate for today's session. And this platform has something to do with that as well. So first of all, Here is the IBM Z Global Student Hub, the platform that I'm talking about. And it's just a community for students like you and me, where we can actually proactively learn new skills, interact with industry experts, IBMers, and learn from them. So you can sign up and apply to be a member of this community by scanning this QR code. I'll also add a link in the chat using which you can sign up. And it's not just about signing up, but it's also about, being active so that you have access to all of the opportunities that the platform offers. The platform is your, all in one place to learn about the IBM Z student opportunities, and be the first one to be notified about the same, the Z Ambassador program, the Z Explore platform, the student contests that they run. So variety of opportunities that. Let me quickly stop the annotations. Cool. Now coming to the certificate eligibility criteria. To be eligible to gain your participation certificate for this event, once you sign up on the IBM Z Global Student Hub, you will see this landing page after you have logged in successfully. And here are different tabs, the blog entries that you can read about, the events, where you can check recordings of our past events. And similarly, in the videos tab, the members that are part of this community. And let me tell you, there are 3,000 plus students who are actively learning here and interacting with professionals. To be eligible to get your certificate, you have to reply to this discussion thread, the first one, Z Students U Placement Talk, post event discussion board, and share about your learnings, what you learned from today's event, what's the most interesting fact that you learned about, and what is it that you're looking forward to learn from our community, and what you're looking forward to have events based on. So share about your learnings, share about all of these things, and you will have your participation certificate within a week from someone from our team. All right, that's what I wanted to share about the opportunity that I leveraged to learn new skills and wanted to share with the audience. And also, I hope the eligibility criteria to gain the participation certificate is clear, and many of you will be able to sign up there. If you face any issues signing up on the platform, because some students, sometimes it happens that they're not able to log in, you can always reach out to me on my social platforms, on my social channels, LinkedIn and Twitter, and I'll be there to help you if you are facing any issues signing up. Cool.
Okay.
I guess we are running 11 minutes over. So, yep, we can close the session. And if there are any other questions, feel free to initiate the discussion or feel free to continue that discussion thread, the one that I showed you, the post-event discussion board, and have your questions there, and we'll be probably answering them, the relevant ones.
And I'll
Sure.
be providing the LinkedIn link of Rishabh and Komal as well.
I have added mine, the LinkedIn and Twitter profile. And there is one question from Deepak about the patents, and I guess Rishabh can give an overview about that, since many of the students will be interested to know more about the same. And after that, we'll be good to close the session. And yep.
So thank you, Komal. Yeah. So guys, if you really want to, you can say know about the patent, and patent is something that helped me a lot, because patent is a license of your innovation. Suppose if you have an innovative idea, because I have modified the single laptop in 16 times. Okay, a single laptop, because laptop, we are a CSC student, so we all have the laptop in our hand. We all just use it, and after that we are going to close it. Agar suppose if we are going to modify the laptop according to our use, according to our way, then that is the thing that we are going to do in the innovation. So for innovation, I have filed more than 22 patents, one by one, and the patents include laptops, fan, AC, you can say tube light as well. So it is not up to the field, because in patents do not have any particular field of CSE of mechanical or anything, right? Suppose if you have the idea of any particular tool, then you can file a patent of that particular thing. So, guys, in CU, you do not have to spend any type of rupee or any type of, you can say, money in for filing patents. So it's an open for all of you. And guys, if you really want to work for the innovation, then also you can ping me in my LinkedIn. I think the coordinators have already provided, Mitali and Asivani, I guess. Yeah. So guys, it's totally up to you that which type of thing, which type of tool do you want to innovate, and which type of patent do you want? Because we have, so if you want to know about the patents in deep, then I am going to organize a session as well in few days. After that, we are going to discuss in the very detailed mode. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ayushi. And thank you, Mitali, for your organizing this, and thank you, Komal, as well.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for sparing your crucial time with us. Thank you. It was a great event and a lot of knowledge. And thank you, Komalji, as well for joining. It was really great to again be mentored by you, as always. So thank you
And
so
guys,
much.
one thing, if you really want to improve your communication skills now, then Komal is the right person. So she is going to guide you about all the, because she has helped me when suppose if one I think job that is for tech support. Okay, so I called Komal ki yaar, I have to appear for the tech support role. So can you please help me that which type of thing that I have to prepare for the communication skills part? So she helped me. But when जब मैं गया वहाँ पे तो after that they said कि we are looking for the girls only. GD के बाद 2 GD ले लिए मुझसे, उसके बाद बोल रहे हैं ये बात, चलो कोई नहीं. So guys, if you really want to improve yourself, then Komal is the right person. You can इतना भी परेशान मत कर देना, कभी-कभी you can ask. Okay.
Of
Great.
course, you can reach out to me, and I would be very happy to help you with anything that you need and that you may need guidance with. So definitely, thank you. Thanks, Rishabh, for being one of our speakers. And it's always great speaking at events with you and basically guiding us juniors together. And thanks to Ayushi and Mitali for wonderfully hosting this event. And thanks to our team, our Z Student CU team, for putting this event together. And thanks to Surbhi ma'am, Sugandha ma'am, Isha ma'am, and Vikas sir, the faculty powerhouse for our community. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks to our audience as well for being such a great audience and having the patience throughout the event. So now we are closing it. Thank you so much, everyone. We can end the meeting, I guess.
Who started the recording?
I don't know.
Cool. I'll stop it, and hopefully it was